everybody. This your girl CC with WIB Magazine, and I got my co-host Mickey Monday on the line. How are you today?
Doing well, CC. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I have a
Good.
special guest, my homie, my friend, one of my favorite DJs. We got DJ P Love on the line with us. How are you?
I'm good. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, doing
But
well.
tell,
Doing great.
but tell everybody how you became a DJ.
You know, I guess I'll give you the long story. Back in the day when you be in like middle school and they have the little parties and they hire the little mobile DJ, they come and they never knew the right songs to play. So there was somebody threw a party. That was a situation. I just started going through the CDs the DJ had and was picking and pulling, and people would just come up to me and be like, go get them to play something else. Go get them to play something else. And I said, well, why am I not getting paid? This person getting paid, and I'm clearly the one secretly DJing the whole event anyways. So that just kind of really spun into me deciding to be a DJ. And it probably wasn't for another almost 10 years before I actually went and bought turntables and records and, mixer, and really committed myself to becoming a DJ.
Okay. So what is one of your biggest accomplishments you had so far in the DJ world?
I would say, so I guess to most it wouldn't be a huge accomplishment, but I've really had the pleasure of meeting and working with a lot of big names, that people would aspire to even just come in contact with. And to me, it's an accomplishment because the city where I'm from, we're not big on music. We have no like Black or urban radio stations really. So just to really be able to come in contact with those people, establish relationships, and be able to use it to everyone's advantage is just, to me, a huge accomplishment.
I got you. And while you're talking about where you're from, tell everybody where you're from, because you said, it's a smaller town. So where are you from?
So it's not a small town. I'm originally from San Antonio, but it's just a different culture. We're like 3 hours from Mexico. So it's a huge Mexican population, and the culture really feeds into that. So, they love hip hop, but it's a little different when, you're Black and love hip hop and want to pursue that. We don't have a lot of music industry people in San Antonio.
I gotcha.
So I have a question as far as you DJing and having your setup. Excuse me. Do you think technology has put a funnel on how DJs can craft their own sound? Because I know, like back in the day, vinyl being a big contributor to that, but seeing how times have changed, a lot of people are moving to digital, where it's just all laptops and other type of streamlined equipment where everything sounds the same. So, what's your take on that?
So it's funny you say that because it actually took me. I've been DJing for about almost 10 years now, and I didn't go digital until maybe about 2-3 years ago for that same reason of I just wanted to be authentic and true to the culture. I'm big on music, period. So that hip hop culture and just really staying true to like the DJing with vinyl. I was toting around crates at every event, and at some point you have to say, is it really worth it to keep toting around crates and turntables when they're not paying you any different than using a laptop?
Yeah, okay. Wow. So kind of going back to your hometown where you're from, right? You said that they lean more towards like Hispanic culture, like Latin culture and things like that. What would you say would be one genre of music or subgenre of music that doesn't get the attention that it deserves mainstream?
I think a lot of our, I guess the kind of underground sounds that come out of every city. So in Texas, of course, we got Chopped and Screwed. I went to school in Louisiana, so bounce music is just now becoming relevant. But for the longest, bounce music unless you're really into it, I would say even like house music doesn't get the recognition that it should. So I just think it's those sounds that are very city based that just don't get the recognition that they deserve. Because I mean, now you got people like Drake that every time he hits a new city and finds out what that sound is, you know, he's helping to
Right.
bring it to the forefront. But yeah.
Right. Okay. That's a pretty good answer. So let's see. As far as your most memorable gig, what would you say would be one that really kind of just blew your mind or made you really think like, man, this is crazy, like the love that I'm getting, or you know, the people feeling the vibes and everyone's grooving?
I would have to say during college, matter of fact. So, you know, some people talk about paid gigs being the best gigs because they're making the most money. But I mean, I was just doing it for fun and doing it for free. And I mean, just having the flexibility to just mix how you want to mix and watching the crowd respond to just thinking outside the box, you know, something they haven't heard. Every radio DJ, you know, kind of sounds the same because they're limited to what mainstream allows them to play. But having that flexibility of doing just dorm room parties, I mean, Louisiana people go crazy anyway. So you throw on a couple of bounce tracks, mix it in with some chopped and screwed and different Texas, and I mean, you just throw in a little Cali, and people just gonna go crazy. So it's a great vibe, and I think those are the best parties to go to, are the ones where the DJ really gets to just spin what they know the people are gonna enjoy, as opposed to what the radio station or, you know, mass media is telling them to play.
Okay. But since you've been here in Atlanta, can you give me 3 things you love about it so far?
Oh man.
Just 3. I ain't gonna call it out. Just 3.
So, I mean, clearly what brought me here is just the fact that there's so many Black people, but it's Black people that love being Black and they support each other. I think the great thing about Atlanta is everybody seems to be very business minded. And so, you know, in some places you see where people are so business minded that they're quick to cut you out. Atlanta, I think, is a city where everybody's so business minded that they're looking for opportunities to collab and not cut people out. So I'd say that's kind of, I guess, 2 in 1 is just the community of Black people, and then the mentality of the people here. And it's like the perfect combination between like the South and the East. I'm not a big New York person. No offense to people from New York. I got family out there, but New York just doesn't cut it for me. But at the same time, I can't pick any other place in the South I'd want to live either. I think Atlanta is that perfect melting pot between the fast pace of New York, but still the slow, steady, comfort, Southern hospitality of the South.
Right. I understand that. Well, I want to ask you more about P-Love. What is one fun fact about yourself?
Oh, let's see. So, one fun fact. I guess the thing that I don't really put out too much is I write poetry. Have a couple of published poems.
Awesome. Well, I want to read
really
some.
good.
I'm actually working on a book, so yeah.
Wow, congratulations. You
Thank
definitely
you.
got to send me some.
Yeah, definitely will.
Go ahead, Mickey Monday.
So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, wow, she writing poems, you DJing. I mean, you got some other things under your belt too. So like, I know you're also in artist management, right?
Yep.
And you do financial wellness too.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of those side endeavors that you have?
So let's see. So I did artist management initially for about 8 years with a classmate of mine. He was a rapper out of New Orleans after Katrina hit. So I actually started out at Southern in 2005, which is the same year Katrina hit. So, you know, imagine being away from home for the first time and we got a level 4 hurricane and I had no clue how bad that was going to be.
My goodness.
So his family ends up getting displaced to San Antonio, or right outside of San Antonio. And at the time I went home for like the summer or whatever, and he calls me and he says, "Hey, I know you do music. I'm trying to do some shows." I'm thinking like, I don't know anything about that. But he said, you know, you never let people know what you can't do. If
Right.
one person can do it, you can do it too. So luckily my cousin, being who he is, happened to just start deciding he wanted a rap career and was doing shows. So I said, oh yeah, no problem. I got you. I can put you on some shows. Reached out to my cousin, hey, who you know, go through to get shows. And I mean, that just kind of put me in the position of doing a lot of artist management, booking shows, studio time, putting artists in the studio together, putting together albums. I mean, I was doing everything from the marketing on up. But I worked with that one artist for 8 years. It taught me a lot about the industry that I wouldn't have learned doing, you know, being a DJ. And so now being in Atlanta, I've met a lot of artists and they've all asked me if I'm going to get back into management. So I said, well, I mean, if it's needed and I have the knowledge, my goal is to see everybody be successful. So why not spread the knowledge that I have and make it work for us all, which is also what I do when it comes to financial planning. I take the stance, and I tell everybody this when I do my meetings, I always give people background. I worked in corporate America for Wells Fargo for 9 years. And in those 9 years, as you know, with any bank, they all have like their financial advisory division.
Okay.
In those 9 years, not one of their advisors ever reached out to me. And they wouldn't have reached out to any of us sitting on this video camp because we don't look like the demographic that they want. But we have the same goals, earning potential, desires as anybody else. Right. So if nobody's going to reach out, I want to make sure I'm the one to reach out. There's no reason why we shouldn't have what everybody else has. So my goal is really just to see people succeed in every aspect of their life. And that's really what I do, is provide just not the education piece, but then the resources to help you execute the plan as we talk.
I love it.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yes. And I want to kind of go back to when I asked you about one fun fact about yourself. I want to give you one fun fact that I learned about you that I kind of want you to talk about a little bit, but you don't have to go into deep details about it. Just because you're my friend and I've been, you know, getting to know you better, but you know a lot about cigars. A lot about cigars. So
I know a little bit.
No. You're like, man, you educated me on how a certain filter or smell and all kind of stuff. I was like, wait a minute, she's deep into the cigar thing. What I mean, I had to come out and bring that out because I always wanted to ask you. I haven't asked you yet. Would you think about starting a cigar shop or a cigar club or something with cigars? Because I know that you're, you know, into that.
I'm a business person at the end of the day, so I'm sure there's something that I'll end up dealing with cigars. I'm still in my early stages. I've only been smoking cigars for maybe a year. I didn't get into it until I moved here and kind of realized that Atlanta has a huge cigar culture. And I initially thought it was nasty. I told the person that introduced me was my mentor. And I told him, I said, you're smoking like 10 cigarettes in one. This is the nastiest thing ever. And I slowly learned that there's differences in each cigar by size, taste, smell, you know, where the leaf is grown. And I mean, it's just amazing. So I'm kind of one of those people, when I get into something, I really get into it. So I'm still in my learning phases, but at some point I'll probably do something with cigars.
I just happened to bring that up because I know the last time we met up, you talked about cigars, and you was like, "Oh, my friend opened a cigar shop." And then when I was researching you, I saw a cigar thing on your page. I was like, "Look at her! Okay, this might be her calling right here." I mixed all of it together. So I said, "I'm gonna throw a question in there about them cigars." But go ahead, Mickey Monday. I know you had a question.
I did. So, being a DJ and, you know, being in a college setting, and then also, you know, working outside of that, what would be the weirdest request you've gotten when you're performing or like when you're working?
I don't know that I've ever had a weird request, but I can remember, I think it's funny, but you know, being a female DJ, a lot of men will look at you and kind of go, if she can do it, then I can do it. She makes it look so easy. I bet I can do it better. And I'm kind of one of the people that's like, okay, if you want to talk it, but you got to back it up. So I actually got to the point where if somebody felt so confident, I would let them in the middle of my set get on the turntables and DJ. So I've actually given people opportunity. They don't last too long because they realize it's not as easy as they think it is. But that's probably the, I guess, out of the norm thing. You know, most DJs would be like, you're not getting on my set, you're not messing me up. But
Right.
I mean, put your money where your mouth is. So
That is pretty funny.
So do you think that most women don't get the, how can I say it? Most women in the DJ world, they don't get the same,
Like
you know what I'm
respect.
trying to say?
Yeah, like the same respect or credit.
Yeah, the same credit and same thing as a male DJ.
I think the expectations are higher when it comes to when you see a female DJ. And so for a long time, people didn't know it was me, right? So then there's no judgment.
Right.
You're hearing the music, and if it's dope, it's dope. If it's not, then it's not. But then when you see it's a female, oh, she better really kill it then. Then the expectation changes because now you've got to prove yourself 2 and 3 times more. And I think that's in any male-dominated industry, is that women just feel like we've got to come in and do 10 to 20 times better than the men. So yeah, no, I don't think women get the recognition that they deserve.
I don't know though, but in Atlanta, we got a lot of women DJs here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
A lot of them that I'm starting to see more women DJs than I am men. When I'm going on Instagram and social media and watching the IG lives and the DJ the DJ battle things and stuff, I'm seeing a lot of women now. Very proud of them.
That's good.
Absolutely. Excuse me. If you can pick any genre of music based on this decade to listen to for the rest of your life, which one would you pick and why?
Oh man, that's tough. So I'm definitely going with the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to stick in the 90s. And not like late, I could do late 90s. Yeah, nothing past 99. Probably like 90. Yeah, 90 to 99, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
and which genre would you stick with though? Because you can only pick one genre.
Oh man, now that makes it difficult. People would be surprised to hear me say this, but I'm a big R&B fan, so I'm definitely sticking in the R&B.
That's me. Yeah. All right now. That's definitely me all day.
Yeah, 90s R&B. That's a good choice. You know, you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we got the remixes, so I get a little bit of rap in.
Right. The Bad Boy remix. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's one what's one track that never gets old, no matter how many times you hear it? Every time you turn it on, it's like a jam all over again.
Oh man, you're making it real difficult.
That's his job over there. That is his job.
Golly, one song I can listen to over and over again. I don't know that I have one song I could listen to over and over again.
Well, yeah, I could. Okay, because I was gonna say I'll adjust it for you, make it a little easier. What's one song that you play, no matter how many times you play the song, you get the same reaction every time you play it?
Oh man, definitely. Song I play, man, it's usually Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Okay, because I was thinking either that or Montel Jordan. This is how
you know
we do
what?
It.
I never play that because everybody plays it.
Right.
So I avoid it at all costs until that one person comes up and goes, "Can you play?" And I'm like, "Oh man."
Right.
I thought
Yeah, I
y'all would
avoid
go
it.
with more songs that people get up and do them same dances. You know, like those
Mm-hmm.
songs like Wobble and Electric Slide or something
Yeah,
like
them
that.
line dances.
Yeah, that never gets old no matter how many times you go out. If you hear the wobble, you see everybody get up to still do the wobble. You see the electric slide, everybody gonna get up and do the electric slide.
Right.
Those kind of, I thought you would pick. Wow. So let me ask you, what do you think is missing in the DJ world right now?
You know, since quarantine, I don't know that anything's missing. I think DJs have really been brought to the forefront thanks to D Nice. So I don't know if anything's missing. Yeah, I think he really helped push the culture back to where it needs to be.
So while you've been quarantining, have you been doing any DJ battles, or how have you been staying relevant?
You know what? I have not done any battles. I've really just been focusing in on mixtapes and some of the other business endeavors.
Okay. Okay. So what do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Oh, Lord only knows.
You're right about that.
You know, ideally, I would love to still, of course, be doing the financial planning. I want to open, so I got a couple of business endeavors I'm working on. So I of course would love for my management company to be up and running and me not have to be so hands-on. And I'm really wanting that to lead and segue into me having my own record label.
Okay.
I plan to open a sneaker store. I'm a sneakerhead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, behind this black tarp is tons of sneakers. So plan to open a sneaker store, probably within the next 5 years, as well as a food truck, and just kind of running, I guess, what I call my own empire.
Awesome. Well, congrats. I can see that. Okay. Well, you know, I'm here if you need some help. Definitely on that. I'm not a big sneaker person, you know, but I'm here.
Yeah, I'll get you in the sneakers. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I like them, but, you know, I don't get a chance to really wear them because, you know, when you're at work, it's like you have to be dressed down. So you can't wear sneakers Monday through Friday. So then on the weekends, it's like, okay, I'm gonna put on my little flats, you know, like little flat shoes, sandals, or something like that. And then when you're going out, it's like dress up
wear
shoes.
heels. Yep.
Right. So you don't have. I don't have time to wear. The only time I wear tennis shoes is like if I'm going to go walk and jog and stuff like that to work out. So that's how my shoes stay in shape. But hey, I can have them for years and years, and they look like they brand new. But, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to ask, like, you know, with today, in this day and age, with technology being such a huge thing, and you have so many different platforms, got YouTube, you know, Instagram is big now. Everybody's doing their DJing sets on there. But, I mean, there's also applications that you can put on your phone to do, like, radio shows and things like that. Have you considered possibly doing something like where you can kind of do, like, mix sets and you know, put them up somewhere for people to listen to, or if you want to do like a live recording, like on YouTube, and just have people kind of watch you as you mix. Because I have a friend in New York who's a very popular like house DJ. She's making her way up the ranks, and that's something that she kind of does like here every now and again, especially with the recent events of, like, you know, a lot of police brutality on a lot of the Black individuals who passed away in the past couple of months. So she's been able to raise money through those, you know, through those live streamings. But have you considered doing something like that where you would kind of do like a live stream of you like mixing? And you said you're also doing mixtapes too. So would you, you know, be able to do that with the mixtape too, or?
So the mixtapes I usually upload on Mixcloud, which is more of like the DJ platform of SoundCloud. But no, I've never thought about, well, I won't say I've never thought about doing like a live stream. But y'all getting me on this is like out the norm for me. I'm not usually a sit and interview video kind of person. So it's something I'm slowly.
Get out of
kind of
that?
growing into. I
Especially you
know.
got all these businesses going on. You got all these businesses going on. You
Right.
gotta get out and tell the world.
And that's the best way to promote too, especially like I said, doing them live streams. You can kind of have stuff in the background, and while you doing your thing, people can look around on the screen and see different stuff. So, if you got something pertaining to your business, that's good advertising.
True.
And then you can also monetize it and make money off it too. So while you streaming, people coming in, you getting views and stuff. If you get enough views, you can, be an affiliate or something like that, or like an ambassador, and then, make money off it too.
CC and I have talked about that. So it's been a thought, just haven't acted upon it too much.
Yeah. Okay.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
Sure.
You have any other questions before we go into our trivia?
I got a bunch of questions. I'm scrolling through some to see if I can ask you any other good ones.
Yeah, Mickey Monday, he be having you thinking over there.
Yeah, he stumped me already a couple times.
Yeah, so we talked about where you could see yourself in the next couple of years, right? But where do you see the DJing industry in the next couple of years? Like in 1 year, 1 to 5 years, where do you think that industry is headed as far as innovations or, any type of changes or anything that you could possibly think of?
Wow. I've never thought about that. And with this, I guess, new norm, the only thing I can see is really the change of people appreciating the DJ more. I don't know that we'll steer too far from keeping it digital. I would hope that we don't become just computer based. That would just devastate me. But yeah, I can just see the appreciation continuing to grow.
Okay. Yeah, if technology is a big, if it's going to continue to grow, I'm sure they'll find a way to keep people involved, because even at some point you got to cut the machine on and let it do its thing. You know what I mean? You got to plug it up and set everything up. So you can't just, I'm just joking, but yeah, no, it would definitely be a blessing to still have you guys in the industry, because it's just like in the service industry, you know what I mean? It's only but so much you can appreciate of still having that human, be the forefront of that operation. Yeah, but that's all I have.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's all I have right now. So
I was gonna say, who's your top 3 favorite DJs?
Oh man! All right, so the DJ that made me want to do mixtapes, which is DJ Drama.
Okay.
I'm definitely a DJ Scratch fan.
Okay.
And oh man, picking a third is difficult. I would have to say my third favorite would be Grandmaster Flash.
Okay. Yeah, he's one of everybody's top favorite in the DJ world. All right, well, we have 2 trivia questions for you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
They're not hard. Mine is easy. So we've been doing watching and learning the verses and everything. So if you had to pick 2 DJs to battle, which 2 DJs would you pick to battle and why?
Oh, 2 DJs to pick to battle. I would say I would like to see DJ Qbert and DJ Jazzy Jeff. Because they're both turntablists. They don't just spin records. They actually know how to scratch and mix. So I think that kind of gives us a blend of old and new. And they both have their own unique techniques. So.
Okay. And who do you think will win? I mean, you picked those, so who you think will win? Since that's the big challenge.
I don't know who would win. I just want to see
who
them go.
would you think? Out of just like when we watch the shows and you watch John Legend versus Alicia Keys, and you be like, all right, I'm going with Alicia. All right, I'm going with John Legend. So.
I'm tempted to say I think Jazzy Jeff would win.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. My question should be a lot easier than what you just went through now. Just tell us about, or what is the most, I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but just give it a shot. So tell us about something that you bought this year that you really made the most of. It was something that just became your favorite thing for the year, especially with, how the new norm is now, because we've been talked about that so much, how the new norm is now. You bought something that's made your life so much easier, or, something that you can really look back on like, oh man, I'm glad I bought this. This is a great investment.
All right. So this is how I know I'm getting older, right? I bought the Roomba, the little automatic vacuum, and it connects to my phone and my iPad and my Google Home, and I can literally be like, hey, Google, turn on Roomba, and it'll vacuum my whole house for me, and I don't have to do anything but just let it run. I can set it to run it whatever time I want it to. So in the middle of the night while I'm asleep, if I want it vacuum, it'll run and vacuum. It's like the biggest time saver because I'm big on multitasking, so I can work and still be like, oh, I'm cleaning at the same time.
That's pretty funny. Oh my goodness.
I know, right? I wasn't expecting her to say that. I was expecting a book or a poetry book or something.
I've been reading a lot of books lately, but no, that Roomba is like the time saver.
Wow. Do it work real good? Well, it must do for you to pick that one out of everything.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say congrats to everything you're doing. Thanks for interviewing with us today.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Before we get off, hold on, Mickey Buddy. Before we get off, tell everybody where they can follow you at.
So you can follow me on Instagram. Wow, what is my Instagram? So I have two, of course. My financial page is Portia Love __.
Okay.
And then the management and consulting business is Love _ management without the vowels, consulting without the vowels.
Okay, cool. And Mickey Money, you had something you had to say?
I was just gonna say, Portia, it was a really great meeting you. I had fun interviewing you, and I can't wait to see what you're gonna do next as far as your next business venture, because I know you're just gonna add another one on in like a year or two or so. And then when you open up that sneaker shop, let me know so I can come down there and buy some sneakers.
Yeah, I got you.
Cool.
What other projects you working on for 2020?
Poetry book at the top of the list.
Okay. Well, you got to help me out because I just started it and I've joined a couple of groups and I posted a couple of my poetries. So I've been giving myself topics every week and then I write about a topic. So far, I've been doing really, really good. I'm getting better at it. So
yeah.
A couple of them, let you check them out.
All right.
Definitely. Well, again, thanks for, interviewing with us today. You have a happy Tuesday. Be blessed. And congrats on your journey.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. And stay safe there.
You too.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3